Presented by Listen Headlines, latest world news from trusted sources. Updating daily at 6 a.m. New York.
Washington Post World.
April 21st. 5:21 America, New York, roadside bomb explosion in western Kabul wounds 2 children. An Afghan official says 2 children in Kabul have been wounded by a roadside bomb.
New York Times World News.
April 21st. 5 o'clock America, New York, this Spanish village has more booksellers than school pupils. Urwania, in northwestern Spain, has fought depopulation by reinventing itself as a literary hub. The full-time population is still just 100, but there are 11 shops selling books. The Paramo bookstore in Urwania, Spain, sells an array of second-hand books.
Mirror World News.
April 21st. 4:51 America, New York. Woman catches 2 strains of COVID in 3 weeks in shortest gap known between infections. The healthcare worker was found to have both the Delta and Omicron COVID variants, and the 20-day gap between infections is the shortest known by medical experts.
Washington Post World.
April 21st. 4:45 America, New York. Rights group urges Egypt to release critic's autopsy report. The leading human rights group says Egyptian authorities should release the autopsy report and investigate the suspicious death of an economic researcher detained 2 months ago.
Fox World News.
April 21st. 4:33 America, New York. Putin orders troops not to storm final Mariupol holdout. Russian President Vladimir Putin ordered his troops not to storm the last remaining Ukrainian stronghold in the besieged strategic city of Mariupol Thursday, even as he praised Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu for the liberation of the city.
Fox World News.
April 21st. 3:50 America, New York, Queen Elizabeth II privately marks her 96th birthday, gets own Barbie doll for Platinum Jubilee. Queen Elizabeth II is marking her 96th birthday privately on Thursday, retreating to the Sandringham estate in eastern England that has offered the monarch and her late husband, Prince Philip, a refuge from the affairs of state.
Mirror World News.
April 21st. 3:44 America, New York. Russia says Mariupol city has fallen with 2,000 fighters surrounded in factory. Get all the big headlines, pictures, analysis, opinion and video on the stories that matter to you by following the Mirror every time you see our name.
New York Times World News.
April 21st. 3:43 America, New York, Gazan militants and Israeli Air Force exchange fire. The flare-up followed a rise tensions over holy places in Jerusalem and a deadly wave of Arab attacks in Israel, answered by a lethal Israeli crackdown in the occupied West Bank. Streaks of light illuminated the skies as Israel's Iron Dome anti-missile system intercepted rockets launched from the Gaza Strip toward Israel on Thursday.
Mirror World News.
April 21st. 3:24 America, New York. Ukraine names unassuming street after Boris Johnson for leading sanctions on Russia. The council in Fontanka have issued an order to change the name of Mayakovsky Street to Boris Johnson Street, and announced the news online saying, "We have new heroes," according to reports.
Washington Post World.
April 21st. 3 o'clock America, New York, in Zelensky's blue-collar hometown, praise for the president's steel. The southern industrial city of Kryvyi Rih is defiant and preparing for a potential Russian assault.
RT World News. April 21st. 2:20 America, New York. Threatening aircraft prompts brief evacuation at U.S. Capitol. The U.S. House Speaker blamed aviation officials for the scare, calling it an outrageous and frightening mistake.
New York Times World News.
April 21st. 2:06 America, New York. Kangaroos in India? Experts see evidence of a smuggling trade. The animals are the latest exotic fauna to be smuggled into the country, possibly to be used as pets. Draft legislation would close loopholes in the roaring wildlife trade.
Time.
April 21st. 1:47 America, New York. Ukrainian defender in Mariupol pleads for help. Only a few days or hours left. Kyiv, Ukraine. Russian forces tightened the noose around the defender's hold-up Wednesday in a mammoth steel plant that represented the last known Ukrainian stronghold in Mariupol. As a fighter apparently on the inside pleaded on a video for help. "We may have only a few days or hours left."
World News. Breaking international news and headlines, Sky News.
April 21st. 1:08 America, New York. Israel airstrikes target Gaza Strip in response to rocket attack. Israeli fighter jets have carried out airstrikes on the Gaza Strip for the second time in 3 nights. Israeli airstrikes hitting Gaza on Wednesday night.